fair channel. We players are not available at the moment. We are currently setting up stream and adding production value. As proof of this, I, Sep, am talking to you from the past. Yes, this is a recording, and I am probably doing something unspeakable at this very moment. But enough chit-chat. I only said all this to give the stream time to actually start, and the people a chance to come in. Now, as in the movies, enjoy the pre-movie commercials.
Roll initiative. Yep, Meepo in big trouble. Big doo-doo. But great dragon was Candle. Big doo-doo.
So, would you say this is a big danger, what you're hearing?
I mean, if they fuck me on my tips, I'm bringing them to that town.
Did you say tips or something else?
Tips.
No tips.
Okay, cool.
It depends on the gender of the person I'm guiding.
So,
Fuck me
yeah,
on my
you
tits.
expose them to the blacksmith, I see.
Alright, so that was Windswept with Wanderer. They got some cool music, and hi, I'm Shump. I do podcast now. Fuck it. Windswept, Lake of Light. Okay, so I think this is cool. I guess you've been waiting long enough. Just gotta figure out what knob to turn, because this is all new to me. That one goes... Oh, yeah, it goes down. It goes down. Cool. Alright, I guess... Roll the show, then. Goodbye.
Well, hello everyone. We are missing people.
I really enjoyed the little second of just Discord capture.
I know. That should have been porn. I'm so ashamed.
I wouldn't be surprised.
What? I don't think anyone would be.
Nope. Nobody would be. We have a problem because Obsid and Chris are playing Apex Legends.
What?
Good timing.
Yeah. Liam will be here in a minute, but
This is the first time we missed
Those
that many
two.
people that usually are here. I mean, when
yeah.
when Torm leaves, or when Torm is late, it's like, he's probably masturbating or running from something. So, we always know you're
Why
going
am
to
I
be here.
running from something?
You're living in a very dangerous neighborhood.
No.
Oh,
I mean, just to compare, I have the army guarding. You don't. I mean, I would
Yeah,
be more
see-
worried living at your place.
see, that's what I'm talking about. We don't need the army. That's what I'm saying.
Well,
running from something
Well, most
I'm
of
not
the time.
running for anything.
most of the time.
According to checks, it's actually one of the safest countries to go around the streets in.
If you come into the country.
Yeah.
Yeah, because apparently you don't want me in the country.
I didn't say I don't want you in the country.
I'm
I said
saying
I
your
don't want you
government.
in my house.
Oh, that's nice. Maybe I should do the quest, sitting in all of these chairs that we see on stream. I've already sat in Teos. I know how that feels. That would be an interesting.
It is
Interesting.
pretty comfortable, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is actually more of a people chair than this one.
Well, yeah. It's not a gamer chair.
No.
It's an actual office
How was
chair.
Turku? Well, I loved sunshine. Well, no,
You enjoyed the -30.
that too. But what was that
We
club
have
called?
a full. What?
What was the club called?
Which one?
Atenas.
Oh, Showtime.
Showtime! Showtime was awesome.
Show,
And Harald. And the sauna.
Showtime, Harald, Forte.
Forte. Latinas is dancing at Forte.
We have a full hour of recap about your adventure here.
Oh, and that wasn't even scratching the details. Or the STDs.
Yeah. Details. Oh man.
Gets me all fired up in the right places.
Bot is dead.
Oh yeah, the bot hasn't been reawakened from its coma yet.
Stream
Let's see if I
quality
can
is
fix
going to
that, shall we?
shit.
Arise! Damn technical being.
I mean, overall, we went to most of the biggest clubs in town.
Yeah.
And the only strip club, so
We basically hit the mainstream.
Yeah.
I mean,
it was a good week of being wasted.
Yeah, it was a straight fucking week of being wasted.
Yeah.
A surprisingly little nudity, though. I mean, we were only naked twice.
I mean, you were in the sauna.
Yeah, twice.
Yeah. Yeah. Twice.
That's it. You
Yeah.
only enjoyed it twice.
Well, there was only 2 life-threatening situations where we actually needed a sauna, and we used them appropriately. When we needed to be rescued from
every
death.
day.
Hmm?
Steve, who is Steve? Oh, but I said to refuse when the name is Wiggles. What?
The only thing doing the wiggles around here was the stripper once we got her back home.
She did a lot of
I'm not sure
wiggling.
that stripper is actually alive. Just saying.
You know what? Actually, I would have your
Please,
couch
please,
fumigated.
thereafter.
Yo.
Yeah, what's up? You should fumigate your couch. I mean, there's been some horrific,
Hello?
unspeakable things being done out in that couch.
Chris is hitting his camera.
Sorry,
Hello,
I'm a bit
Chris.
late.
No worries, we're still waiting for the Apex Legends brothers.
Yeah. But well, we have one of them right now.
Two.
Yeah.
But
I thought
we
you
actually
were
got second
going to
place
be
with
late this
Panda.
week.
There was a chance I might be late, but I got the appointment on Thursday
Did you
Okay.
lose?
because the most of people wanted to do Tuesday.
Hey, Upset.
Yeah, man.
What's up, Opposite? This is probably healthy as fuck. There's just butter on this. I'm so
Nothing
happy
you have is healthy.
lately. Are you happy, guys? I almost ripped.
Are you on
Cora.
drugs?
Nah, just name a few that I can test.
Define happy.
Only slightly.
Well, define happy. I forgot to pay at the store this morning because I was hitting up the cash register woman. So halfway out the door, she said, "Hey, nice conversation, but you forgot to pay." Oh. So I moonwalked my way back to the cash register, then came back for the most awesome hamburger feast I made. I just had visitors. It's been a very fluid, very full and nice day. A lot of coffee though. So define happy. I'm just fucking carefree. I'm not only singing in the rain. I sing in the sun too now.
I do wonder if I can put a little dampener on that by lifting what I have on this.
By lifting.
What was that, Chris? I couldn't hear you.
Oh.
What the heck is that?
Meat.
Pork chop.
Nice. Is that maple glazed?
Hmm?
Is that a maple glazed pork chop? I thought so. I
Maple
thought that
glazed
recognized-
pork chop. That sounds divine.
It
I think
is.
you
It's
always
really good.
made-
You could get them in Iceland, here in the UK, and they're gorgeous.
Or you can just make them yourself.
That is also a
Who's got
possibility.
time for that? I mean, where would you even find maple in the UK?
Sainsbury's, Tesco.
Look at that orgasm face. I don't. And this is like crisp bread with butter and jam. Oh, I have water.
Are you on a healthy kick?
No, I don't know.
Is Chris frozen for everyone? Oh,
I was
there he goes.
dehydrated. No, he's only frozen. For you.
Oh, that cross section.
Not that often we're this sexy
Dripping.
in the pre-banter.
I haven't had something dripping this much since I had a girlfriend.
Feel the delivery on that one.
Oh.
God.
I've just read that on Roll20 they're closing Fanburst.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
You are so
And the
late to
security
party.
Wow, that's really sad. What is it?
Fanburst, it allows you to get like random music from the internet, like Final Fantasy music, Legend of Zelda music, stuff like that. That's why it's called Fanburst. They're opening something else now called My Audio to upload audio directly to Roll20. Okay, that's pretty good.
No, it's not.
It's just a replacement, upgrade.
No.
Yeah,
it's
but you can
not.
upload it
It's not an
directly.
upgrade. I will explain why. In
No.
Fanburst, you could actually stream it, and it wouldn't be against terms of service. And if you upload something copyrighted, Roll20 can actually close your account because you're breaking TOS.
Oh,
Sounds lovely.
But you could just use YouTube if you really wanted to.
I have a question for you, Torm, that I hope that you can answer.
Yes.
Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Where the hell is my beer?
In the fridge.
Thank you. I will go check this momentarily.
At this point, it's I know from Steven that everything is in the fridge. If he would ask me where his wife is, I would also say it's in the fridge.
Nope. For once, you're wrong.
It is in the fridge. You didn't check deep enough.
you
Well,
have
that
no
dep-
beer.
That is depending on how much stuff you got in the fridge, or if you even have a fridge.
Do you have a fridge?
Yes, luckily I have a lot of things in it too.
Did you check inside those things?
You should bite your pagan mouth. Calm.
I don't drink alcohol. I'm good. I have water.
I gotta be honest, I'm not a fan of beer either. I can't stand the stuff.
I don't know what we
I
can
mean-
talk about now.
Well, we can talk about a lot of things. We can talk
Whiskey.
about
Come back to it.
babies and windows.
Babies and windows.
We can.
I'm
talk
getting
about it.
that
That's what
topic enough
Bob-
as it is. I don't need to know someone else asking me about it.
Wait, you have a talk about windows?
Torm, are you saying you can window shop
No,
for
babies.
babies in Israel?
High five!
Oh, Torm, did you see the link I posted?
Nope. Which one?
The Swedish one.
The Swedish one. The
Hmm.
GIF?
Nope.
Uh,
The Reddit link to it says 1177 on it.
Some beer ASMR there, people.
Chris?
Working
where?
on it.
Oh, yeah. We should probably do a proper toast. You're on
Oh,
top of me,
no.
so just on top, and that will just. Beautiful. Ready?
Where
Set.
the
Toast.
hell did you post it?
Oh, we're experiencing a little ping issue. That was some last
Fine,
side toast.
I'll post it to you in private. Here you go.
Apparently.
Thank you.
But yeah, no, it's like my own mother who was like, "Oh, you don't need to have kids and stuff," and suddenly like, "Oh, so you have room to make a nursery now and stuff like that." And it's just like,
Ooh.
really?
And your wife?
We're well, we can't anyway until after our incubation period's ended, because when you go to South America, because of the Zika virus, you gotta wait 6 months before you think about having children.
Okay, but not the prerequisite of making children. You can still do that, right?
Well, I'm not even going into that subject, but anyway.
Because that sounds
But no,
horrible.
no, in all seriousness, because the Zika virus is still out there and it's still quite rampant, it's a case of and there's no cure for it. They've got to give you time to get it if it's there in first.
Interesting stuff. I'm not going to South America then.
I love it. Chris, I love it that they used actually the port for SSL, but they didn't actually SSL it. It's beautiful.
And they didn't HTTPS.
Yeah, that's a beauty. I mean, they basically probably used
And
it
no
to
password
fake it.
insurance. And no login requirement.
Sounds completely safe.
2.7 million people's private calls to a public health service available for download.
That is dumb on a scale of.
One to dumb, very dumb.
Don't worry though.
It
Their
breaks the
social
scale.
security numbers are in there, so they now have a massive problem in the country. Because as part of every call, you need to give your social security number.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
So let's
well, I
just
mean,
have that open on the internet without a password requirement on a subcontractor's
I
foreign
didn't understand
site.
why they saved all the calls.
That too is like no, they're mandatory saved, aren't they?
Why?
New EU directive for data storage.
That's stupid.
And most of the spiel would probably be just to let you know your call is being monitored and will maybe used for training purposes.
I remember
I
that.
mean, it is being used for training purposes for hackers,
Oh yeah.
so they aren't lying.
No, at this level of incompetence, there was no challenge for any hackers involved
I
because
mean,
there's no login.
starters.
It's not on a secure server, and it's just open on the internet.
It's the very first day for the hacker. This is how you start your job.
Learning that you can type a IP address instead of a name into your hotbar.
That's how you begin to be a hacker. 20 years later, you even know how to get to SSL.
Be right back.
Alright, have a good day.
I realized I was muted. Twitch Prime.
Yes, you were.
There is a pack thing for Apex at the moment. It was a rather nice looking
Can you
Pathfinder skin.
Can you eat it?
Yeah, and if you have Twitch Prime, you get 1 free subscription, which you can use in, for example, our channel.
I don't think it's available on our channel.
Advertise it. Are you trying to advertise it?
No.
Please.
Wait, I got.
Can
it
we
for
actually
game?
use?
How nice.
Can you actually use it in our channel? Because there's a couple channels you can't.
Didn't
You can use it here.
someone gave it to Torm? Or, no, Torm gave it to Tio, wasn't it?
Yep.
No, that's gifting.
Oh yeah,
That's
gifting.
gifting
Yeah.
though.
And I gifted like 3 people. Because I was like, fuck it.
Like,
You're not spending the money anyway.
Panda is happy.
I think the steak was too good. Because I am now dizzy.
It might be poison.
I'm fine with
like,
that.
Just like Step and I after Harald.
I mean, actually, there is one good reaction on that Reddit, Chris. Security through obscurity. 4443. You think that it will be SSL, but it isn't. So hackers have a hard time figuring that one out.
What is up with this amazing SSL protocol encryption? I can't figure it out. That's because there isn't one.
I can't hack into this SSL. Oh wait, just no SSL.
This system must be unbreakable.
It is
Why
quite
did they use-
hilarious.
Why did they use Thailand servers for that?
Cheaper.
It's the healthcare of the country. That makes no
Hey!
sense.
Norway's entire emergency communication grid is run mostly by Indian people.
Oh, that's good. I mean, when you will have an issue with that, they will just tell you, please wait on the line. We
No,
will get
they're
you
not
an
even
English
doing
speaker.
that because it's already failed numerous times and people have actually died from it.
I mean, you know what they say. Try,
Please hold.
try again.
Help! We're dying! Thank you, come again.
I've been shot.
Did you buy a new cow?
Send
Quick.
Bob, send Virginia.
Try turning it on and off again.
Count breach, eh? Didn't realize that happened either until just.
There is no breach there. Oh, you mean the Roll20?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah.
Well, they got your email and your username.
Well,
Your IP.
You should never be surprised that any system that can store any form of user data will be breached for that data.
Yeah,
Even if
I know.
it's just an imaginative username and a password, people will still want that because it forms a profile. And people tend to use the same password on multiple places.
Not me.
I use a combination setup.
I'm using a algorithm that writes it down.
Yeah,
So I don't have a clue what my passwords are.
And the day you are locked out, the day is that's when you're fucked.
No, because it's I can recover everything.
Can you?
Yep, because it doesn't store anything. It's an algorithm. It's like 1 + 1 = 2. So basically, I just need to retype what I typed, and it will give me the new password. Oh, what are loot boxes? Oh.
those loot boxes?
Yes, suit boxes.
Costa Rica defense plan. What is the?
I think it's actually one of the legendary skins as well. I'm almost tempted to launch the game and check. Okay.
Well, there's only the thing is the game has hidden skins that you can only get from loot boxes. And if that's a Twitch Prime thing, it's most likely a custom thing for the.
You know, it's unfortunate that the loot box thing seems to be becoming more normal.
Well, I'm not against it as long as it's done the right way, like in Apex Legends.
Where it's literally just cosmetics.
Cosmetics to the nth degree. Because they found more ways to add cosmetics that are actually appealing, which means they can finance the entire thing using cosmetics.
The only other thing you can spend money to get loot boxes, or you can spend money to outright buy a cosmetic or a character. And at the moment, there's only 2 characters you can purchase.
Okay.
And regardless, you can earn the in-game currency for that with not a whole lot of playtime. I already bought one of them before I decided to spend 100 kroner on a game because I've dumped like 60 hours on it, so it's worth giving some money to it then.
I suppose.
But hey, you can play it for free if you want. You can unlock everything without any
Spending a penny.
investment other than time. And I'm perfectly fine with that model.
You can unlock almost everything without any investment other than time. Because there is some items that are locked behind this is the starter pack and this is the supporter
Yeah,
pack
but
thing.
they're still just cosmetics. They don't have any bearing on the game other than your own ego.
Well, I mean,
What is
it's
Seb
true.
looking at?
Porn, probably.
Oh, he's talking to his imaginary self.
Yeah,
Typical
he
Seb.
does that every day.
It's just being said.
Yeah, he's trying to debate with the alter ego that has been convincing him to become a pirate on the seas.
What now?
Nothing, Seb. Nothing at all.
Chris, do you think it has been hacked due to Roll20 being hacked?
I don't believe so.
It would be a funny coincidence if they somehow figure it out due to getting information from Roll20.
Oh,
Something I've connected is this IP. Oh, this IP is the entire database. Good.
did you manage to get a hold of Chloe and finish up things?
No, she said it will probably be on Thursday. Until then, she doesn't have free time, so. I mean, due to the time difference between me and them, it's kind of hard. She gets
Yeah,
back like at
yes.
9 p.m. and my place it's 11 p.m.
As long as you sort out all the
Well, I
DM
mean, it's not so
required
much.
stuff, I can
yeah.
deal with everything else. Give inputs and stuff.
We just need like
Well, then
what,
again,
half an hour.
Does she? I mean, I won't be bringing the character in on Thursday. That's
Yeah,
I
no.
don't
I
think that
told her
fits.
also it will be in the next session afterwards,
oh yeah.
so we'll be good.
Tio,
Yes.
Tio,
how well do you think it went?
On a scale of 1 to 10. Eh,
what
probably
part?
a 5.
Whisper versus the Death Knight.
Oh, you're right. They don't know
A
yet.
5. Well, I mean, I did survive a full minute,
Yeah.
which was the
that's-
plan.
That's a solid 5.
And boy, was he an asshole.
True. I would agree
I
with that.
knew he had all this amazing, like, dispels and spells, and of course, every time I had something that was really important to the plan, he, fuck you, I'm dispelling.
Sounds
I love the end, though. I love the end. In which he kind of looked at you and kind of, okay. I don't like that.
Why are you still alive? You should be. Oh, let me fix that. Okay, now
There you go. You had a small issue of delayed death. I'm just fixing. He had fun.
Yeah. I can't wait for the others to find out who else was involved, though.
Oh, wow. Will they actually discover? It's only if you tell them.
I can't. I mean, we both
can
know where
off
Whisper
character.
is right now. Well, yeah. But where's the fun in that? I mean, Tio has no bearing on who these characters are and why they
No,
would
but
matter.
I mean Stephen and Chloe. And Michael.
I mean, Steven's already super excited about the initial encounter with his previous character, so I don't think that's ever going to wear off.
And then also, I mean, there's Rue also.
Oh yeah, I can actually confirm that it is Rue's previous character that stole our airship.
She didn't steal it. She told you.
I mean,
She
yeah.
borrowed it without asking.
I mean, it was parked outside, far outside a undead infested keep. I suppose I can see why she thought it was no longer being used.
Yeah. And then she said she just loaned it, but you know, it crashed, so she couldn't
Well,
give it
it
back.
was goblin made. What do you expect? No, goblin or kobold?
That's Goblinist.
Goblin.
Yeah, it was goblin.
Goblinist.
Hey,
you know how it's fine work as the
The boiler on that thing almost killed my character when we tried to learn how to use it.
Yes,
what?
I'm
sure
not
the-
very surprised.
I'm sure if you were trying to learn it as a dwarf, trying to do it with dwarf manufacture or gnome manufacture, it might still kill you. I mean, remember the gnomish submarine in Out of the Abyss? Tio.
Well, I mean that airship had some weird logic.
Yes, controlling it was, or movement in general, except up and down, which was, of course, the boiler. Everything else was steered by 6 rope.
Yeah. So you needed at least 3 people to move this ship.
It had a set of ropes on each side that did the whole flapping motion for the rear wings for forward momentum. And then you had twist and 6 degrees of freedom on the other 4. Except up and down, that is. So it was actually pretty cool to steer it that way. Though we did
Interesting
smash... We did smash more than one set of rope tiles landing it.
There are some people complaining at this moment about the lacking roof. Actually, they are not, because they are all dead now, to Rajbi.
Yeah, such a happy coincidence.
What are you dancing to? I must ask.
Well,
Yeah, he is on drugs.
I'm basically just waiting until we have go time. Trying to multitask at the same time is pretty impossible. Although we're all men here, I shouldn't be able to explain myself on my multitasking skills.
Seb, don't you know it's always go time?
Go tea time.
Go tea time.
Speaking of go time, though, I believe we are in Yartar.
Yes, we are.
Good transition.
Shall
there.
Nice
we
segue.
go
Yartar.
to Yartar? It is about time that we go to Yartar because it's go time.
That's what I'm listening to.
Nice segue.
Yartar!
Yartar Piddly.
Got to say, I think this is the first time I've ever been involved in any kind of thing with Yartar. None of the books I've read involved Yartar and stuff, so this is the first time I've ever been here.
Well, good. I mean, nothing ever happens in Yartar.
Which is a pity because it clearly looks more interesting than the city further north, for example.
Is Thundertree still around?
Well, I mean, I already caused my chaos.
Maybe.
Yes, you little criminal, you.
I
Right.
gave money.
Let's open the black book.
Black book of black deeds. Where one dies.
Yes, exactly that.
Earthquake happens, buildings collapse, everyone dies.
Oh, that's the Fiend
Right.
Folio.
All right. Where did we leave off last time? Everyone. Well,
What
SR
did we do
had
last time?
SR had a little adventure down these side passages, giving alms to the poor, making sure
Yeah,
that they are
weird.
well cared for.
We all know he's just doing that to make himself feel good.
Mm. The rest of you encountered a fellow adventuring band who seemed just about as incompetent as you guys.
Shots fired.
More so, they were arguing about a spell for its repairing of ropes.
No, they were arguing about reattaching, was it 1 foot
Foot
rope
rope.
to 49 feet of rope?
Yeah, I remember.
Using mend.
But then someone did say, "No, mending will not work."
And they are wrong.
Nobody in a player group is ever wrong. Surely.
I'm never wrong. Except when I am.
Exactly. The rest of you had a wonderful old time at the local bookstore, asking about any and all maps regarding standing stones in the vicinity of Yardar.
And making deals.
I was expecting it to go much worse. I mean,
Well,
if someone asked me about standing stone, I would tell them every stone around is standing.
Well, you haven't seen what the bookseller is actually finding.
True.
It's not like you gave him a lot of leads. But oh,
I love how everyone's just kind of ignoring the fact that this one here has a bunch of cards which are supposed to help us to figure out where we're supposed to go next. I'm completely guilty of it as well, but Drake doesn't, want anything to do with them. So
Well, it's more the case of, had he gotten them from a more reputable source, my character might have cared more for it.
a likely story.
He's already been burned once in this campaign on making deals.
Well, technically, it was squished.
Wait. Burned? I thought you were resistant to it.
I think we're talking about Silic.
yeah, not Medrash.
Ow.
No, Madrash 2 has been figuratively burned already on a...
And literally burnt.
Well, that wasn't on a deal.
I mean, who does that?
A lot of people.
I,
I need a third screen.
Was
So,
it Silic who lit us on fire in the Sunless Citadel? First time.
I don't think so. I've actually just been collateral damage to the fires in this group in other campaigns too.
Was that the room with the big spider that Torm's character tried to make friends with?
Yeah.
That was me.
That's what I was pointing. I was pointing there.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, for me, where you
Well-
pointed, it was towards To. So.
that
Oh,
was that was under Baron's Hill as well. Although there was fire in the Sunless Citadel as well.
Also, I mean, Obsid was shaking his head. Just saying.
Look, this isn't an adventuring part until we set fire to an entire cave system at least once in a campaign.
Mm.
We did that last time. We need to do it again.
Do we have any goals to light the city on fire next? Because I believe Yata
Not
probably
if
hasn't
we
had
are
any
in the
fires,
city.
grand fires in a long while. I kind of feel like reenacting the Great Fire of London.
See, it's not a goal; it's just an inevitability.
I accept the challenge.
But at least Yartar has the advantage that it's close to numerous bodies of water.
So was London. Just say it.
Chris,
What I'm hearing is we need to find a bakery.
I actually
Yeah.
have an idea how we can do it without actually lighting the fire ourselves. Musical mural.
Go on.
They can light themselves up. Anyways, let's go on. My character won't actually do it because he's not evil, but
Mm.
it's what
This
they
time.
thought.
Make
Never
a
went as
peasant
do
a
a
fire
fire.
and he'll be warm for an hour. Set a peasant on fire and he'll be warm for the rest of his life.
Yep, until he dies.
That was a hell of a 2 years, mind, in London. 1665, bubonic plague. 1666, Great Fire of London.
I mean, cleanse it with fire. So Midrash is at the temple.
The
And
happy house.
yes, the Happy Hall of Fortuitous Happenings. SR and
We are
SR
at
has
the coin toss.
accompanied. Yeah, you have accompanied home to the coin toss. A tavern towards the north gate. And Silicon Drake have disappeared off to the more disreputable part of town to the Wink and Kiss.
As
What is the
fitting
wink and shake?
characters of their statue.
There's one reminder to do. There's a mug following me.
Yes.
I thought he was with the dwarves.
What?
A mug that is not a dwarf. Yeah, so where should we begin?
Yes.
Home and SR. Let's start with you.
Okay.
You arrive at the coin toss, which is a fairly rundown tavern. Somewhat off the beaten path, really. This is not along the main thoroughfare leading through the city.
Yep.
Um, Home, you have been here a fair amount of time.
Yep.
I was with him once.
Yes. So, the the innkeeper, Thanatoskar Moonwind, immediately recognizes you as you enter, and like looks towards you and gives you this kind of like upward nod in recognition.
Just the
Yeah.
I would actually just tell my mug to get on the counter to sit there.
Sure.
I mean, it's telepathic, so it will just kind of hop on and get on the counter.
Sure. There's like this a drunken man slumped over the counter, and the mug just walks up, looks up towards the counter, which is way too high, and then
Climb
looks
on
at
the
the
back.
drunken man and starts like climbing up the trouser leg, up onto a bar stool, and hops onto the counter.
Good. That's the way that I wanted it to happen.
that is an interesting mental image.
As you near the bar, Thanatoskar moves around to meet you, and immediately looks towards you, asking, "Regular?"
What? There
No
was
thanks.
someone talking at the same time.
Yeah, it was the tiny.
What did you say, Theo, at the end?
He asked if
The
home
question?
wants a regular,
Oh, okay.
and
Greetings.
home answered no.
No,
I
but
am
he'll have the
SR
regular.
Warbattle.
He'll have my regular.
I don't want a regular. I want a special one. Anyways, I came here to maybe sing a song to everyone in this place. And I look around to if there's a stage.
There's no real like stage. There is like
Are
a
there 4
corner-
chairs that are free?
Yes.
So SR will start kind of pushing each chair together so it will form this small platform. And then I will climb on one of the chairs and then stand kind of in the middle and take out my flute and look around. How much of a crowd do I have?
There's about a dozen people.
Alright. And I will just perform a regular performance. Just
Sure.
kind of trying to cheer people up.
Yeah.
I
That's
won't use
awesome.
magic this time.
This time. Thanatoskar looks towards you, home, and then back to SR as like there's this screeching of chairs being pushed together. And he just goes, well, he doesn't waste any time, does he?
Yeah, just be thankful he's not using any spells this time.
So, what are you having?
I'll just have water or milk, whichever's you've got available, really.
Don't tell me you've gone all sober on me.
For now.
He shakes his head and picks up a what appears to be a fairly clean glass and pours some water in it, and then places it in front of you. No charge. Water is free here.
I will make the mug dance to the music that I'm doing.
I'll nod to the barkeep.
On the counter.
You see the drunk man kind of roused from his coma for a moment. He lifts up his head, looks at the dancing mug, looks into his like little slosh of ale in his mug, and then just shakes his head and grumbles something before putting his face back down.
Probably had too much of this. I will actually ask the mug to slowly make its way as it's dancing towards in front of Obsid. Just just kind of dancing right in front of it so he can enjoy the show.
Sure. So this mug is doing the ragtime on the counter with jazz hands coming towards you home.
Let's see how well it performs. Let's see it. I want to know. It has a -5 to it. Let's see.
-5 to.
A
Wow!
-1!
Wow.
Well, I
Oh
mean,
dear.
that's not the worst that he can do.
The performance is so bad it's basically falling over.
It tumbles over like after 2 steps, like kicking its own feet from under it, and then rolls the rest of the way in front of you, and then like picks itself back up and starts dancing again.
How does it manage a -1?
It has a -5 to it. It's my tiny servant, just to be clear.
Yeah, but still, that's astounding.
It's a talented mug.
I mean,
Apparently not.
Hey,
I would say that the mug is
failure.
not normally.
Talent as well.
I mean, you should see it at persuasion.
Oh god.
It's your show.
So, aside from keeping the clientele happy here,
Or attempted to.
I mean-
anyway.
and well, yeah, attempting to, and drinking water, what are you doing?
At the end of my show, I would go around and kind of look if anyone wants to donate for my performance. I mean, you know, I'm doing it for maybe
Hat in
earning
hand.
something.
Hat in hand going through.
I mean, I will ask the mug to kind of accompany me and going through the crowd and kind of pointing towards the mug if they want to donate as we go around.
I'm just gonna watch SR for a moment. And then I'm gonna ask the barkeep for any news or rumors going around the Yartar at the moment.
Sure. SR,
Yes.
surprisingly enough, as you go around the clientele, you gain a grand total of 2 gold and 12
Woo! Whoa.
That's not bad,
Okay.
actually.
Not bad at all.
Yeah.
Especially from what, like half a dozen people?
Well, a dozen people.
A dozen.
Yeah.
12 people, 2 gold total. That's impressive.
Yeah,
No, it's 2 gold and 12 silver.
Mm-hmm.
It's 3 gold and 2 silver if you count it like not in different coinage. It's good. I re-earned what I donated. That's nice.
3 gold and 2 silver is still different coinage.
Mm. Well, I mean, if you translate it into the gold. Mostly.
Yeah. If you exchange currencies.
Yeah, I won't. I need the silver.
um. Let's see. Rumors around Yartar. All right. Yeah. The Thanatoskar thinks for a moment, and then says, "Well, there's been a few tidbits since your last visit. Some hunters back past the Evermore saw or claim to have seen a large white elk. They said that they, or according to the rumors, they claimed that they tracked it for 2 days before the tracks just disappeared into thin air. What kind of an elf does that?
Sounds like drunk hunters.
A shadow heart.
There's also rumors of something going on to the forested hills to the south.
Kind of.
Something. There's been well, one could say hauntings, I think. And travelers near Red Lodge, crossing the Stone Ridge, have been seeing these elven, translucent elven creatures roaming around. They're not doing anything to the travelers, it seems, but it's mighty strange.
I'm guessing I don't hear it because I'm busy.
Yeah, you're busy. Aside from that, I mean, there's still the unfortunate case of stillbirths, which plagues pretty much every town around, it seems.
Yeah, I'd heard news of that one in my travels already.
It's an unfortunate situation. I wish the clerics can find out a reason for it soon.
Hopefully.
Is there anything more specific that you're looking for?
Unless you know what any, lack of a better way to describe it, standing stones? Not really. Ones that have been around for how long?
Standing stones. There. I seem to recall there were some like standing stones to south, maybe. Some sort of an old druidic ruin, I think.
Near Stonebridge?
Before that? I'm not exactly sure.
I'm trying to think if that was the name of the area on the map.
I've got a copy of the map. Let's see, Stonebridge.
South
Red,
of the
yeah,
river.
Red Lodge.
Yeah, that's it.
I don't think it's that far, but I can't say for sure.
I'll finish my drink, thank him, give him 5 silver for the information.
Sure.
And I'll load to SR. Like the one we're going.
I will kind of finish gathering the money and look towards you. Before I leave, I actually turn to the crowd and what kind of crowd is it?
What kind of crowd?
Yeah. I mean, what kind of people are there?
I mean, for the most part, it looks like they're all craftsmen, like hard laborers who have kind of come here at the end of their working day,
Okay.
just to relax.
As I will leave, let's see if I can do that. One sec. I will kind of bow to the crowd, but before I do that, I will actually call the tiny mug near me, and then bow together with it, and exit as I go. Actually, remember that I don't want to use spells at the moment, so I will do just that.
Sure.
And I will leave as I will say, "Have a great evening. Enjoy your drinks."
You hear someone bellowing from the far corner, "Bye, little man!"
Bye. Where did Opsy go?
He had
I mean,
to.
when he said he's leaving, he's actually leaving. That's the clue.
Yeah.
I'm leaving. Okay.
So,
I think you
Home
should
and-
switch to someone else.
Yeah. so Home and SR leave the coin toss.
And apparently also the stream for some reason.
Yes.
Oh, there he is.
In that case, Drake and Selic,
Indeed.
the Chaos Twin.
Chaos? Us? No.
No.
Pinky and the Brain. Get it right. Now the question you gotta ask: which one's Pinky and which one's Brain?
Well, I know for sure who is Pinky. I don't know about Brain. I think Brain is at the temple. So, Drake and
I
Selic.
don't know what you're talking about.
Drake and Selic, you arrive in this kind of tucked away kind of tavern. It's a large building, but there appears to be very little in the ways of like advertising that this is a tavern. There's just a very simple, like very small plaque right outside the door.
There's
The
no
plaque.
bodies being thrown out of windows or nothing. There's no
Not yet,
barbell.
there isn't.
This isn't Glasgow. Just saying. Drake will look at the plaque. Are there any obvious symbols or anything like that that might stand out?
I mean, there's the plaque is basically like a woman's face winking with puckered lips, and
I
right
see.
below it just says wink and kiss.
Okay. Before we enter, oh, sorry.
I'm
go
already
on.
inside.
No, no other like iconography on it.
Okay.
I guess if
Well,
you
I
were
was-
to ask Silic if we're gonna go in, you're gonna see like nothing, maybe some roughed up soil or something, and if you look back, you'll see the door just.
That,
Drake
that
will just-
sounds very familiar.
Yeah. Drake will just slap his head with his stump and then go as he realizes he just hit himself with his own stump, and then shake his head and then walk in after Silic. What he was going to say was, don't open your mouth about being a pain but never mind.
Is there people right on the inside? Because I would like to have a beer and already be in conversation with people when Drake comes in the door.
Yeah, so this is a very confusing place, it seems. From the outside, it's clear that this is a large structure. But as soon as you enter, there's this very jam-packed and small first area with like a fairly hefty line to the bar. And then there's what you can see in the distance. There's like a couple of corridors which lead to other sections of this tavern.
It's like body.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Water. But yeah, there's a lot of people here already.
Is there like a table with people?
Yeah.
Can I be sitting there when he comes?
They're
into the bar?
all sure. The tables are all like designed to seat no more than 4 people,
Mhm.
but on most of the tables there's at least 6 people. You
Nice.
managed to find like one spot that you can fit in.
Mm. I'll just introduce myself.
Sure.
Hi, I'm Slick.
Why don't you roll a charisma check?
Oh dear
Oh.
God.
Better fucking reflect my own charisma.
Let-
Let's see if it does.
Let's see how deep in conversation you are at this point.
Oh,
Oh dear.
that's
All right.
disappointing.
Not too bad.
Not too bad, but still.
So Drake, you enter the tavern and you see Silik already like shaking hands, having a seat, kind of like reaching out for a beer on the table, and it being pulled away before like this shot glass is placed in front of him.
Oh dear God. Drake will just shake his head and go to the bar and just lean on it for a moment. Not calling the bartender over. He's just kind of taking stock of the surroundings.
Sure. So the bar is extremely busy. There's at least like 30 people crammed against the bar.
So basically, like a
found the
night
only
out in
nightclub.
Swansea then.
Everyone is queuing up. There's like a little bit of a space off to the far side of the bar where you can lean against it.
Mhm.
But everyone gives you like a side eye as you like shift around to lean against the bar.
I'll just return their stares, not making any overtly threatening gestures, but just you know, not backing down either.
All right.
And then he'll turn to watch Silik and see what happens.
Sure. So like, you're making fast friends.
Ah, that sounds familiar.
Yeah. There's a man in a gray shirt sitting beside you. He places a shot glass in front of you
Nice.
after pulling his beer away from you,
Mm.
and he seems quite twitchy. He's kind of constantly doing stuff with his hands. He doesn't keep eye contact with you very well. He's like asking you weird questions about where you're from and not answering questions in return.
I see. Interesting.
If could I notice that this guy's showing an unhealthy interest in Silik?
It's not so much unhealthy interest.
More that he's interested in, shall we say?
I mean, he's well, he's showing interest in Silik. As in
Nobody steals.
Yeah, he's holding up a conversation.
Nobody steals a Silik Bay from the Drake Bay.
Does he look twitchy? Aside from the hand movements,
I mean, aside from like constantly glancing around and the hand movements, no, not really. He has this weird like aura about him, that something's not quite right with him.
Let's see if like he's the one you go to to get stuff. He knows some people.
Maybe. Are you gonna ask him about it?
Yes. I want to ask him about it.
What are you asking?
So what was your name, by the way? Do you have any connections?
Wow. Not even gonna subtly introduce it, just go blasted right in there.
He looks at you for a moment, and then like turns around quite awkwardly to turn his other ear over towards you. Says, "Sorry, I can't. I really can't hear well in this ear."
I asked you what was your name.
Oh, I'm Lar.
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 Lar. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Do you have any connections? Do you know people?
I know some people.
Do you like to party?
I mean, it's okay every once in a while.
Should we party?
Sorry, man.
Always. It's not like a sexual thing. Is that if that came off wrong? I mean, do you do drugs?
Oh god.
I mean, I tried some.
How many minutes ago was that?
So, where are you from anyway?
Oh, from a small town called Colenberry, just a little south of here.
What? What happened to my dialect?
You seemed like you picked up some American there.
The hell? Disregard that last. Disregard that last dialect slip.
Coneyberry, huh? Here, that's quite nice. What are you doing in your tower?
Up on a mission. To meet new people and get new drugs.
Of course he is.
You see, I have a lot of things that I have to deal with, being a dual deity worshipper and stuff.
Can I hear any of this? By the way, was it too loud?
I mean, I'm shouting this into his ear, so I think everyone is gonna hear it.
It's very noisy. Definitely around the bar, especially.
Yeah, okay. No, I figured as much, but I just wanted to make sure when he's talking about deities.
This also just Step at the bar.
Yeah, this is totally me at the bar.
Well,
Yes,
I guess you would know now.
I think that's what Teo likes about all this. He basically just set up the dream scenario.
I'm very much enjoying it. I'm basically just reliving the last night.
Yeah, it's basically a flashback.
Yeah.
Was he asking for drugs then as well?
Yeah, well, I was asked. Didn't ask. I'm just... It's a dramatic flair.
Fair enough.
Well, I mean, why would you come to your tower of all places for that?
No, it wasn't planned. I actually just saw the face with the wink and the kiss and stuff. Didn't even know this place existed. Pleasantly surprised, by the way. The happy hour was awesome. If we were here.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a third of the price. For all drinks, it's really good.
Yeah. Do you do anything other than drinking?
I mean, do you?
On occasion, only in parties and social events. And for sleep, and if my tummy aches.
So pretty much every day.
Why,
then.
do you have some?
And this is the part where he whips out the badge.
I was thinking that.
No idea what you're talking about.
You know I have to tell you I'm a cop if I am a cop. That goes both ways. Are you a cop? Or a soldier? Or a guy with jurisdiction?
He very abruptly like stands up and just kind of places the beer in front of you and says, "Can you just watch over my beer for a moment?"
No problem, man. Do you need it back in the same condition as you left it?
He just kind of waves his hand at you and then like starts walking deeper into the tavern. It seems.
How did he wave? This? Or this?
Yeah.
This?
Kind of just like.
Okay. Okay. Can I spot Drake from where I'm sitting?
I would think so.
Can I make eye
He's
contact?
He's not exactly the most unnoticeable sort of person.
I want to make eye contact and then just...
Drake will
Wait,
actually be Drake will be watching that guy who left his beer behind go.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably roofied.
And he's actually gonna go stand up, but as he passes Silic, mutter, "Wait here," and then follow him.
Okay.
And you don't even have a beer to put with me to watch over, don't you? Do you?
So you follow this guy into. There's like two corridors which lead from this chamber. He goes into the one leading right, and he enters another one of these like fairly crammed bases, and you see him go into this little like cubicle, it seems, where there's space for maybe a dozen people, and he appears to light up a cigarette of some kind.
Drake will just follow into the cubicle and lean against the wall, not paying any attention to him, just kind of like got his little top out and is looking at it as he's rotating it in his free hand, but keeping like a side eye glance at the other guy.
Sure. He's kind of slightly fidgeting around and just smoking in the corner. He walks up to another person in this little cubicle and starts like chatting away.
Is anything he's saying familiar?
Well, I mean, I know what you're looking for. It's not that sort of conversation. Nothing like that would tingle your senses comes up. He first introduces himself and then like starts asking the guy in there with him where he's from and what he's doing and how it's a fantastic night at this tavern.
Basically, similar questions to what he was asking Silk. Obviously, I don't know that, but okay. I'll just continue watching him for a moment, just out of the corner of my eye as I kind of mutter something in Chilton, just kind of like I'm doing some sort of ritual, but actually, yeah, it's kind of like a distraction sort of thing, if you get me.
Sure. Nobody in the smoking booth really seems to pay you much mind. They all like avert their gazes from you and from like each other, really. Except for the guy that you followed in here, who is now almost like clinging to the guy he started talking to, asking all sorts of like small talky questions from him without really without really listening in on the answers.
Does it seem like he's sort of... Wait, you say he's not listening to any of the answers, really?
It seems so. He keeps like asking these completely... Well, for example, he 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 goes from yep, yep. He goes from asking this guy where he's from to immediately asking about what he's done the previous night, and from there to whether or not he likes animals.
The way he's acting, does it seem like he's almost probing for some sort of answers about something? Like he's looking for something in particular?
I would say it looks whimsy, right? Like if he's trying to figure out his existence in that room.
I would say he's trying to understand his existence in the first place, the existence of other people. He seems very confused about everything, especially social interaction.
Right, I see. So nothing that's setting off any alarm bells, though. At least not for me, anyway.
I mean, plenty to set off plenty of alarm bells. Nothing that you're looking for, though.
No, I know it's not anything I'm looking for, but does it seem like he's got like an ulterior motive?
Not really. No. From what you can tell.
Okay. Drake will stop muttering his Chilton present and head back towards the main area.
Sure. You notice along the way that there are two more corridors leading out of this room. Two more in addition to the one that you entered through. And the corridor on the opposite side from the like first room, it leads into what appears to be like bathrooms.
Okay. No, he won't know it. Okay, he's gonna head back to the main bar and watch Silic for a moment just to make sure he's not getting up to mischief.
Sure. Silic, you've been left behind at the table.
Mm-hmm. Spared.
Well, now that you know what kind of a guy he is.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You drink his beer and the shot?
The shot, the beer, I only had one sip of.
Sure. So you down the shot and then...
Yeah. I guess I leave the table too if I get the... Now that I know, if I perceived him as I do now, yeah, I would have left the table too and probably waiting for beer at the bar.
Sure. You're like crammed in the middle of like 6 people.
It's like you can see them panning from right to left, shoulder to me, and then you just see me hanging in midair between shoulders.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm tall again.
This is awesome.
Yeah, so Drake, you return to the main room and you see Silic pinned between these people. He seems
Drake-
to be having the time of his life.
Of course he is. Drake will just shake his head as he walks past Silik and then heads back to the corner, waiting for the bartender to get round to him.
Sure. So you watch as Selek very slowly shifts with the crowd towards the bar. It looks like he might be waiting for his turn for maybe an hour. One of the guys behind the bar, however, on the way to fetching a fresh glass, kind of takes note of you, and after serving a drink and exchanging money on the far side, walks up to you, goes, "What are you having?"
Ale.
Just a regular pint?
Indeed. Unless you have something Chilton-based.
Nope. Can't say we do.
That's fine.
Ale coming up. He walks off to pour you a pint. You notice that the bar is so busy, and he, even while just pouring your pint, he is taking constantly orders from people who who look more like they want either bottled or maybe mixed goods drinks. So while the foam is like gathering in your pint, he turns around, mixing a couple of drinks, putting them on the counter and taking the money. Then after a moment, he would return to you.
Okay. How much is an ale, generally speaking?
Here, it's gonna be 1 silver.
That's fine. Just so I know. When he approaches with the ale, I'm gonna kind of hold up a finger for a moment with the silver coin, and then twirl it in my free hand, and then ask if perhaps you can help me with something else.
Sure. What is it?
I'm looking for a contact to the We Need Servant on behalf of the... sorry, 1 second. On behalf of the Black Hand.
He kind of looks around confused for a moment.
Just to see if it lets off, if he... I'm keeping a close eye on this guy, because I want to see if it rings any bells. That's why I was kind of speaking.
Sure. Make an insight check.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
He looks off to the side for a moment, and he looks like he is fairly confused as he turns back to you and just kind of shakes his head, goes, don't know anything about that sort of stuff.
Fair enough. And then I'll just kind of flip the silver to him. Kind of like a, ping! Sort of.
Sure. He snatches it off from the air and returns to serve more customers on the far side of the bar.
I'll slowly start sipping my ale. Just continue watching Silic, making sure he doesn't get up to mischief, and keeping an eye out for anyone of note. So,
Sure. Make a perception check with advantage.
all right. Let's see. Perception. Where is my perception here? No. $18.
18. Not bad. So, maybe 5 minutes after you've been served, you see a group of not exactly hooded figures. It's not like the hood is covering like their face or anything. It's more like they have a hood that's being pulled to like halfway atop their head, so it's like covering up the ears and half the like sides of their faces, leaving the face completely visible. And they all enter the tavern and offer these little nods to the barkeeps as they move past and head down the corridor leading right.
Drake will watch him go for a few moments, and then finish his ale, put it down. He won't go straight away. He'll just give it a few minutes, and then grab Silic on the way past.
Sure.
And
Silic, you've been making your way through this crowd. It looks like there's this opening happening right before your eyes. You can see the bar. It's right there. You would be able to fit in there, squeeze in, and get a drink. You see this ocean of people around you parting, which is when a hand grabs you and you're yanked away from the crowd.
Let me go! I want the flaming bandwagon!
Drake will put a hand over his mouth, and then kind of in a kind of like almost friendly gesture, as friendly as that can look, and then just whisper in his ear, "Shut up and follow me." And then let go of his mouth.
Okay. Fine.
All right. Silic is quiet, surprisingly enough. So what are you doing? Are you following these guys?
Yes.
Sure. You go down the corridor leading right and look around. You see the guy in gray still in the smoking booth with the same guy. He's kind of latched on to having a conversation with this random dude who is not really like responding to his questions anymore.
Oh, wait, this sounds familiar. Go on anyway.
You look around and don't see the hooded figures, at least in this room. So you head towards the back and look down these two corridors leading further in. You see that both of them lead into, once again, and these fairly cramped small rooms, which probably lead even further into the tavern.
Okay. I'll go deeper into the tavern and try my luck, I suppose.
Sure. Which way?
So what are the directions? It's right and left, is it? Or something like that?
Yes.
Okay. I'm right-handed, so I'll try right.
Sure. Now this is like an old adventure game.
I know, right? This reminds me of some Pillars of Eternity shit.
You are at a dead end.
Yeah. You find a spider, you knock your head on the ceiling in shock, and then get an injury.
Turn to page 86. You head down the corridor leading right. And you find yourself in what seems to be like a very small gambling area. There are a couple of smaller tables meant for card games, and then a larger table at the end of this room, which appears to be multi-purpose. It can be used for craps, or it can be used for card games as well. There don't appear to be any further passages from this room.
Drake will look around just to see if he spots any of the hooded figures. If not, then he'll head back to and go down the left corridor.
Sure. I'm pleased that first glance you don't see them here.
I'll make my way around the room first, actually, just to kind of try my chances, and then I'll head down the left if nothing pans out.
Appropriate for the room.
Yeah.
You walk around and have a good look around to look at the clientele here. It's definitely none of them are definitely any of the guys who came in.
The way I'm doing it, by the way, so it's not to look suspicious, it's kind of like it's like I'm almost showing interest in the games, like as if I'm going to try my hand, but I don't. I kind of move on, sort of thing.
And Silic is being dragged along.
Basically.
Silic, you're in a room of gambling. What do you do?
Considering what happened the last time you were in a room of gambling.
If I'm getting dragged, like, along the tables, I guess, I will ask every table if they have one more slot left. What are you playing? You have more room? I can play with you!
I'm not actually literally dragging him on mind, I'm just expecting him to follow.
I will sit down at the game.
Perfect. You sit down at a blackjack table.
But I should probably try to sneak, because if he's right in front of me, I have to do it in... Well, I have to time it and stuff.
Sure.
That could have been better.
I'll see if I notice him, I guess. Perception?
Yeah, perception check.
Damn it. So you caught me just as I'm about to scoot up on a chair? Or
I just kind of give him a friendly pat and then kind of lean down and kind of whisper, like I'm trying to give him some hints or something, but really I'm whispering, "You get one try. We are not wasting our time here. Just make it so that we're not suspicious." And then
I see. So I get one try to make a fortune and then we leave. Right?
yeah, I'm hoping he's saying that quietly.
Yes. Yes.
Drake just gives him a kind of like a smile, but it's like totally like it's just like yes under his breath.
2 gold on 20. No, 2 gold on black.
Shit.
Sir, this is...
I have the call. 2 gold on black.
This is why Sepp never entered any of the blackjack tables, because he clearly doesn't know what blackjack is.
Even I
Yeah,
know what
21.
blackjack is, and I don't gamble.
Ah, Christ.
You know, I can multitask. What is the two first numbers?
Hold on.
Roll 1d21.
Blackjack
There's cards for that.
Simulator.exe.
There's actually a set of cards for it.
Yes, there is.
Yes.
Oh, I wasn't playing, so why have I got it?
Everyone gets it.
Okay.
Deal 2 cards to Silic. I should be able to see this.
I'll play it.
You've given him 4, by the way, by the look of it.
God damn it.
It's okay, I can steal the cards.
Apparently so can I. I don't know how this...
Hang on.
Hit me.
I'm just gonna steal that
Stick.
card, steal that card.
Recall the cards.
Aww.
But why can't I see the cards? What they are?
Yeah, powers are not absolute.
God damn it. Well, this doesn't work.
/roll 1d21.
Though
Wait.
I believe when he clicks on it, he can choose to display them.
No. /roll 1d13.
Oh, yeah, good point, because, you know, yeah, makes sense. Hang on, wouldn't it be... No, it would be 1d14, isn't it? No, wait, ace can be considered 1 or 11. Never mind, ignore me.
We can just drag them from his hand and out when you need him to show them.
He's multitasking.
Isn't that
Alright.
bust?
Stay.
I'm just...
Or hold. Yeah.
No.
Isn't that bust? No,
Hold
it's
on.
13, I think.
No, 17 you've got there.
17. No.
That's me.
Yeah. Everyone is
saying.
pulling cards, god damn it.
I haven't pulled a card yet,
Hey!
okay?
Who took my cards? Damn it. I was going to win.
Alright, so I will just
Queen 7.
do a recall and then deal,
Queen
Yeah.
7 is
myself,
19.
deal myself the cards that Sep is gonna get
That makes sense.
and then pull them up.
So you're
Liam? Queen
Yeah?
7 is 19.
No, Queen's 10, isn't it?
Queen's
Yeah.
12.
Queen is
Yep.
10.
10?
Sep,
Yeah, it's
you have
10.
16.
This
Stay.
king would be 13.
Yeah, okay, so my daughter just took a bottle and broke it. That's cool.
Oof.
Stay. Or, yeah.
You're staying?
You just said 16, right? No. What did you say I had now? 15?
16.
Yeah, 16.
16. Yeah, I'll stay. Or hold. Or whatever.
All
No,
right.
wait. No, okay, fine. One card. Hit me. Hit me.
Hit me, baby, one more time.
Deal another card.
Oh, god damn it.
Stop hitting
Okay,
me,
I'll just
please,
hold.
and
I'll
try
stay.
it.
Alright.
What was I betting? 3 gold?
2.
2.
2 gold.
Alright.
How many people are on the table? How much would I win if I win?
Oh man.
90 million?
But which rule set is that, Torm?
I don't know. The one on Google. Blackjack rule. Learn how to play 21. Blackjack.org.
You win. Total of an amazing amount of 12 gold.
Nice.
Whoa.
I will then join Drake.
So you play one hand of blackjack
Yeah.
against
And you won.
everyone at the table.
Yeah.
Win and then leave.
Yeah.
Physics, bye!
The true mystery wrapped in an enigma.
It's no mystery. It's said.
You just went in there to take their money and leave.
They will love you.
They will love you a very long time. Anyway, Drake, Silic returns to your side.
And then I'll just
Trusted steed.
kind of just give him a friendly pat, but it's like a very forceful pat. So it's like, let's get a move. And then I'll kind of like, let's get a move on sort of thing. And then after looking around a bit more and seeing none of these guys, I'll head back to head down the left corridor.
Sure. The left corridor leads down into a slightly larger room with a dance floor and a small, very small, cramped stage where you see a furry creature, kind of with this feline figure, and a large helmet, which appears to resemble the stylized head of a mouse, standing there on stage. And there appear to be these three like chalkboard platters on a table in front of this creature, which he is promptly scratching to form this kind of weird beat.
Does it? Well, I'm quite familiar with tabaxi. Does it look like a tabaxi under that helmet?
It does.
Okay. Drake will arch an eyebrow as he sees the tabaxi. Kind of surprised to see something kind of from his own homeland here. But he doesn't let that distract him, and he continues to look around.
Sure.
How many actually got the reference?
I actually did get the reference, but I remember it from something from Grimm, the TV show, so I might not have got it the same way as you guys did.
It's a music artist. Rather famous one.
Okay.
Who does a lot of electronic.
If I say Dead Mouse.
Nah, I know it from Grimm.
They actually have something similar in Watch Dogs if you played that game.
You know, Torm isn't as bad these days.
There's also something similar in...
I'm not even surprised anymore. I'm just... Anyway.
Let's proceed.
Here's Wonderwall.
I know the reference that he thought it was from...
Grimm, yeah.
Yeah.
There is one corridor leading out on the opposite side of the dance floor.
You just can't get over it.
Do you want to walk around the dance floor before you head down that way?
Yeah, I'm just basically making sure that I'm not missing anything.
Sure.
Is there any murderers on the dance floor, by the way?
Is there any what?
Oh, that's a classy one.
Yeah.
Murders on the dance floor?
Mm-hmm.
It sounds familiar, but I can't quite
Song in.
remember.
discos peak in the 90s.
At least you're not at a disco. That will cause a panic.
I got that one.
Liam, could you flip your camera up? I need to see if you're actually living under a rock.
So, this scene from basically the first Terminator ensues, where Drake is just walking along across the dance floor, pushing people to the side as they're dancing.
Quite literally.
Everyone just kind of looking at Drake and then like going back to dancing, not saying a word. Everything is in slow motion.
Dun, 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 dun.
Drake does have a like face which looks kind of like the Terminator's right now.
Mm-hmm.
That determined kind of frown.
Roll a perception check.
All right. Come on, perception.
All right. You cross the dance floor, and you take note of a figure sitting against one of the side walls. There's like this kind of a fairly small wall-mounted mirror there, and he's sitting there nursing a drink, back facing you, looking at the dance floor through the mirror. He is definitely wearing a dark colored cloak, although you can't really tell if it has the hood that you're looking for.
I'll make note of it for now,
Sure.
since I can't really tell if it's actually one of the people I'm looking for. And kind of head down the other corridor, but make note of that, return in there if my search doesn't pan out.
Sure. All right. You leave the man nursing his drink. For now.
Yeah, it's most likely just LSR, anyways.
No, because I was thinking it could very well be the boss of the pub sort of thing, you know, watching out, and that doesn't necessarily mean he's what I'm looking for.
You're not the droid you were looking for.
You know what I mean? It's kind of like, you know, you always have that one room where the boss always sits, sort of thing. That's my impression, anyway.
Only because you haven't seen the Terminator.
I have actually seen the Terminator. I've seen I've seen 4 of them,
Did you kill someone?
but I haven't watched them in a while, so I can't really remember
Sure.
much of it.
So you head back over towards the corridor leading out of the dance
The
floor.
abyss.
Yeah, down the opposite one, which, yeah.
Sure. This is another bar section, it seems. At least twice the size of the main room that you entered into. However, much quieter. There appears to be two ways leading further away from this bar. But here, you do see these 3 figures sitting at a table.
Okay. Do they look like the cloaked figures I was looking for?
Yeah.
Using Tom's reference.
Yes.
I won't approach them directly. I'll head to the bar, wait to be served, and then order, well, including select 5 ale.
Okay. Sure.
But No, actually, sorry. Can I rescind that a little bit?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll order one additional ale for myself and one for Silic. And just kind of sit there nursing my drink for a moment, just kind of watching them, just to kind of get an impression.
So just 2 ales?
Mm-hmm. For now.
I just do this to Drake.
2 silver.
Yeah, 2 silver.
High five, buddy.
Drake just looks at you, holds up his stump.
As you're sitting there looking at these 3 figures,
Not
sitting...
obviously looking at them.
Sure. Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you are looking at them, Silic will also be kind of looking at them slightly less discreetly than you. Like drinking a beer.
Drake was just like, groan.
Yeah, and that's how Sepp picks up women at the bar.
Just this. It's funny because it's true, no, isn't it? He's not that bad yet.
Yet. That's the operative term, yet.
Mm.
Let's not fool ourselves.
While you're looking back towards the table and like trying to be discreet about it, a very slender-looking human sits down on the other side of Silic, a human man. And he waves the bartender over and then places his hand down on the counter, and you can hear a coin clicking against the wooden surface and then being slid across. But he only removes his hand at the last possible moment to reveal what looks to be a gold coin.
As he smacks down his hand, I will jump. Holy crap! You scared the shit out of me.
With 6 distraction sort of thing, can I get a closer sort of look at that coin?
Make a perception check.
Alright. Come on, perception. Yes!
Ooh.
Nice. Yeah. It's a... it is very similar to the one you saw right outside the city gates. You can see a slender, serpent-looking figure with wings imprinted on the surface of this ring. Or this coin, rather.
Drake tries not to make an obvious tell. He kind of just glances up. Well, Tilix made his little frightened squeak. And then kind of just tries to take in this person's appearance.
Sure. He appears fairly emaciated, it seems. He looks like he is seeing his fair share of shit. Very, very poor living conditions. A lot of time on the road. His skin is kind of sagging off him.
I see this too, right?
Yep.
Wow.
He's like going bald on the top of his head.
Does he look like someone who could scrap quite hard?
Sure. He seems very slender and lean and emaciated, sure, but he looks like he could give someone what for.
I want to lean down like this and look at him and just, wow, you look like you're really seen some shit, man. What's your story? Shall we drink to it?
He looks to you, Silic, and goes, rather not.
Rather not drink or rather not share your story?
Why not both?
Wow,
He
you're a
looks
rude
to
one,
the
aren't you?
He looks to the barkeep, and the barkeep puts a pint on the counter. With your previous roll, Drake, you can tell that something is attached on the bottom of the tankard as it's slid across, and you notice that this guy sitting next to Silic pulls the coin back while also taking hold of the tankard.
Okay.
You going to,
I'm trying to think how to approach this.
I could start a knife fight. I mean,
I don't want to kill him.
no, I'm just saying, scrap him a little bit.
Yet. You don't want to kill him yet.
I can poke him. You can finish him.
I'll watch where he goes first. Just to kind of... Because I'm not going to blatantly kind of draw attention right now, because I want to talk to him privately,
Yeah.
but I'll...
That wouldn't be at all in Drake's character.
He's extorting this guy, right? So we have to kill him right now?
Why would Drake kill someone for extortion? That's standard Zentara practice.
Because you could get that coin that he gets money for.
No,
Think about it. You can run your own extortion business. It's amazing.
Were you serious about that remark? Deal, by the way. Yeah. Okay. No. Yeah. Drake will turn to him and then kind of just see, this is where an amulet could have been handy. Okay. Drake will kind of say, kind of look to him for a moment with a knowing look, and then say, "Greetings from follower of the Black Hand."
He looks at you. I mean, his head immediately whips around so he can look at you. Then he glances towards the figures, the three hooded figures sitting at the table, and then back to you, and takes his tankard and leaves.
Where does he go?
He leaves towards the dance floor.
That when he whipped his head around to look back at the hooded figures, was that kind of like a kind of cautious "oh shit" sort of thing, or was it more like a shit? I mean, the guy's clearly a Zent, but
The real question is, who are those three figures?
yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking.
Is he the Zent, or is he the investigator, or the people at the table the Zents, or are they the investigators?
I don't know.
Mind
Bugger. When he
Someone
damn
put
it.
the CSI theme on.
I'm trying to think how to approach this. Um,
What would Silic
Slowly.
do?
Well, do you want to ask my opinion? Let's
If
let's go
nothing
back
else,
to
it'll give you a pointer on what not to do.
exactly. And now let's just going back. We were rewinding. He's just left the bar, right? Did I see him take the coin and the tankard?
Make a perception check.
This will go horribly wrong.
Nope. You saw him take the tankard.
I have a thing. I can re-roll skill things.
that's only if you roll a 1.
No, is it? It's an item.
Inspiration, right?
No, I have an item that makes me re-roll skill-based checks.
Which
An item.
Sorry, stream, for seeing this. You're seeing the things.
Quick, let's see what
Don't
you see.
look behind the curtain.
I think it's a dark shard. You can.
There's a blind there.
No, okay, that's not the one. The Jade Dragon Candle? No, it's not the one.
No.
Are we sure that I have this?
Are you thinking of the Nightstone campaign?
Is it? I thought I had a thing. Okay, fuck it.
Halflings have a fin when they roll a 1. Well, your particular type of halfling has a fin where you can, if you roll a 1 on you can roll again.
Did I see him pay with gold?
Yeah, you would have seen the gold coin.
Well, just so you know it, you're ripped off. A gold piece is way too much for goddamn beer. And that's it. And you're rude.
Yes, please just yell that.
There you go. That's what Silic would do.
Well, you see the 3 hooded figures and glancing in your general direction. One of them turns back to the 2 others, and there's like the moment of whispered words.
He's the only one really with an obvious connection, so I'm going to follow the guy. It could very well be he, like, for example, he's picked up a coin somewhere and he's using it to get some, to get around as if he's a member. But at the same time, if he's the only one with an obvious connection, it's kind of like that's my only lead.
I would
can't
say that
necessarily.
if he's basically scared of showing the coin, so he's like, you know who I am.
Well,
give
you
me
know
that
why
goddamn
he's
thing.
scared of showing the coin because of what happened to the other guy outside the gate.
Don't think about him. He's not what we're gonna have to think about right now.
I'm just saying because that would be why he's being cautious. So
Silic, after Drake leaves the bar,
Yes.
do you follow?
Have I got my beer?
Yes.
Then no.
Okay. Then you see a moment after Drake stands up and follows this guy. The 3 figures that Drake was interested in stand up from the table, down their drinks, and head off towards the dance floor as well.
Oh dear God! Here we go.
Is the dance floor following Drake, basically? Are they going after Drake?
They are moving in the same direction, yes.
There's going to be a murder on the dance floor now.
Would I have any bad feelings about them?
Would you have any bad feelings about them?
That's the question. Would Silic actually have any bad feelings about it?
Knowing Silic, probably no more than any other person.
They all feel bad to you.
I'll glance after them and I'll continue to drink my beer. I won't down it. I'll drink it.
Sure. So you learned that lesson. Um,
Basic.
fantastic. Now. So let's take our break here then,
Yeah, probably a good idea. Yeah. All right.
before things get hectic.
No, that's a hint. I can see where this is going already.
Well, I mean, we know that you will die.
But can you see why kids love the taste of Cinnamon Toast Crunch?
That's impossible to see.
And he doesn't get it. I give up. I will no longer present any in-jokes.
I'm
My
sorry.
talent is wasted here.
I'm sorry, guys, but my
No
general
cultural
knowledge is shit. So.
I'm still debating whether or not I'll find a god for devotion to. Like, given my recent tries with devotion, nah, fuck that.
Sorry, what?
Nah. Really dumb reference to a gun in Apex.
To what text? Sorry.
Apex, the game that me and Chris have been playing.
I've seen brief snippets of it. I haven't seen much of it.
There is a LMG in it that has a spin up for its firing,
What's an LMG?
like machine gun.
Oh, okay. Light machine gun. Okay, now I get the reference. Yeah.
It's very. Without a certain mod on it, it takes forever to spin up and start actually doing something decent damage wise.
Fire rate goes like duck, 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 and then you're
That
out
sounds
of
like
ammo.
that sounds like that machine gun from Metal Gear Solid 3. I seem to do the same thing.
Aw, kitty.
And then when you get the mod for it, it's like. Duck, 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 duck. And then you're out of ammo.
And then you're out of ammo. And then you realize you wasted all of your entire 60-round magazine capacity on some guy's Mirage.
Yeah. At which point he's behind you and shoot.
Yeah. I'll be right back.
Oh, cute little kitty.
That's when she was 12 days old. Still blind as a bat.
Same color as a bat, too.
No wings, though.
It's amazing what you can do with cardboard and paint.
I now got it. Took me a bit. Be right back.
No, no, no,
I'm just
no, no,
going
no,
to
no,
grab
no,
something
no,
to
no,
eat.
no, no, no. Batcat. Do I make some micro pizza or not? Yeah, I can make. Actually, back in a minute. Or 3.
Where's my friend? Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
These two, the real masters of tact.
Who?
Who indeed?
Well, we can't all be suave masters of secrecy.
I guess so.
Bum, 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 bum. La 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 la. I
Interesting.
have cake.
Cake is a lie.
Nope, it's truth. Cake. Hmm.
Here's that.
Don't make me go get my cherry cider.
Let's make a threesome.
Cherry cider.
Yeah, that simple.
Yeah, let's
Hey.
do a threesome and you pop your cherry.
Actually, I also have rhubarb cider.
It's not the same. It's not the same. You need to do this. We need to have a threesome and you pop your cherry.
Sepp is enjoying it far too much.
Yep. That's like his life motto. Enjoying things too much. Except you tasted these, didn't you? Yeah. I don't remember if you liked them. I do not
They're
recall.
okay.
I'm back.
Hello.
Oh, she's a cute.
I don't even remember when you tasted them.
She
Was
was
it-
12 days old at the time. Now she's 3 years old. She gets older as it passes.
It's amazing that how time works.
Yeah.
You know, right?
I mean, in the second edition campaign, you wouldn't think so. Oh. What is this drawing? Oh.
I hope you have put thought in your next actions.
Sorry.
I hope you have put any thought towards your next actions.
I've been thinking about it, but I can sort of see where this is gonna go, but I don't know. It really depends on the situation. At the moment, I'm reactive.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's jump to the. God damn it, this long ass name. Now let's jump to the Happy Hall of Fortuitous Happenings. for a moment.
Pizza. Blech.
Midrash, you stayed behind in the happy hall of fortuitous happenings. What have you been
Did we already arrange for our accommodations?
I believe so. Either way, it would have been a very simple affair.
And how far into the day are we?
This is the evening, or starting to crawl towards the night, actually.
Yeah, so everything's basically closed then.
Yeah, everything's starting to close in town, except for the, bars.
In that case, I don't have anything planned. He'll get started on the book, if anything.
Sure.
My plans require daylight.
Upset won't we be joining him?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We'll be heading there and joining Midrash.
Will they allow the guard rakes to be brought to the room?
As long as they don't wreck anything, yes.
When did you take that picture, Tom?
A while ago. It was fitting for your evil character.
Well, I shall have company then. SR... What kind of armor does SR usually wear?
Leather.
Okay. You guys join me probably
Yeah, just let us
sometime
know
around the evening meal.
SR will kind of approach you, and you will see that he kind of is opening his mouth and then closing it. And, like, you never saw him actually look like that. And then kind of turns towards home.
Is his nose clogged? He's mouth breathing right now.
Holm is left. We have lost the player that we needed.
He's back.
Fucking game.
Holm,
Not game.
Holm, Upset, did you
I
hear
heard
what I said?
Yeah, I
or-
heard it before I
Okay.
went on mute to respond, and then it was just like, no.
So, Chris, could you repeat what you said?
Is his nose clogged? I mean, he's mouth breathing right now.
No, his nose isn't clogged. He's... had an idea.
Oh no.
It's quite a good idea, I think. Pretty sure.
Very well. And?
Well, I was thinking that, as I was traveling the city, I saw there are a lot of poor people,
Yes?
and we might be able to help them.
Go on.
And then I will kind of turn towards home.
That is to bring a fair to town.
A special kind of fair.
One that would
We-
hand out necessities to the poor.
Okay. I was a bit confused at first, wondering how music and laughter was going to fill their bellies, but it's starting to make a bit more sense. Go on.
Well, we don't want them to know it's us, so they won't be hurt by being given donations. But the fair coming into town makes more sense. They will just think that it's the fair that is doing it, that is giving away.
Uh-huh.
And basically, we are thinking of putting a pool of money together to organize it.
Yeah,
Yo,
about
thank
that. I have something in mind for tomorrow that might be able to help with that.
You will see Asar kind of looking up and kind of blinking a few times and then saying, you can see clearly that he's impatient and asking, what is it?
Well, I can't tell you that. That ruins the surprise. And potential markets.
You will see Asar walking back and forth, kind of, you can see every time he turns towards you, kind of about to say something and then just turning back and then going back to you and then back again like that a few times until he finishes kind of relaxing a bit and then he stops doing that.
Soon as he eventually settles down, if my plan works out, I'll support your idea with 1,000 gold.
You will see Asar kind of going mouth agape, mouth closed, mouth agape, not sure how to react. And I would say that if you're looking well, you will even notice that he has a couple of tears kind of streaming down his face.
Well, this is of course assuming my plan actually works. I'll see you tomorrow if I manage. If not, I still have a good bit of currency. I had planned to do something similar regardless.
At this point, Asar just breaks down into crying, basically. So he won't be responding.
I'll go get 2 plates of food and water for myself and something stronger for SR at this point.
SR, this is embarrassing for both of us.
SR will just kind of, out of kind of crying, kind of eats as he's crying and then try to drink something, not really checking what it is as he goes. Yeah, kind of like that.
Oh, on another note, I got some information. Seems there's been another sighting of the white stag.
Oh, your hallucination.
Couple of hunters found it. Wasn't given a time how long ago they seen it, but they tracked it for a couple of days supposedly, and then it just disappeared.
Mysterious.
And to the south, there is rumors of what seems to be elven spirits or something.
Translucent.
Yeah, those could be rather dangerous, so... also very interesting to deal with, I think.
From the rumors, they haven't bothered any travelers or such.
Now that is
passed over there. Also, I asked about standing stones at my usual tavern in this area, in this town. There's some druidic ruins to the south as well. Before Stonebridge, Red Larch area.
Yeah, let's consolidate that with the information we might get from the map maker tomorrow then, and see what pattern emerges.
Yep.
My character will keep trying the eating and drinking.
His normally sweet meal is rather salty right now.
That would be my night, because after he's been drinking, he'll just fall asleep somewhere.
In a room?
Yeah.
You'll have a room, so...
Yeah.
If he makes it that far.
No. He tried to make it that far. I'm guessing it's just one drink, so he probably will.
Yeah.
Yeah, Midrash will eventually head up, and he's gonna... Resting his head against Amidas, he's going to fall asleep talking aloud about eventually ascending to be a dragon someday, or sharing that dream with Amidas and stuff like that.
Ascending to be a full dragon.
When Home gets to his room, he'll pull out the... Where's my character sheet? The Draconic for Dummies book.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, hovercrafts.
No, that's the phrase book.
Ah, yes.
I'm pretty sure, but yeah. The Draconic for Dummies and start thumbing through that.
Mm-hmm. Trying to replicate the guttural sounds that are
Yep.
being explained on the page.
Getting some rather like disdainful looks from Zerdril, probably.
Mm. In order to make this vowel sound, you must emulate the crackling of fire to the best of your ability.
Dursum. Dursum.
Alright, so that's your evening. Then let's go back to the party boys.
Give me
Drake,
party boy.
Yeah. Drake, make a perception check. Alright.
Nice.
This guy that you saw at the bar, he is ducking and weaving through the crowd of the tavern. And you have no difficulty at all in following him. You push some of the people out of the way, like shouldering them a little bit as you go along. And you chase him as far as the main room that you first entered into. When you see him place the tankard down on a random table that he's passing, and then head towards the bathrooms.
I'll follow.
Okay. He slips into the men's bathroom.
I follow.
Alright. The door closes and then opens again as you head inside. You see no sign of him.
I'm gonna take my mask, put it on, and activate the True Sight ability.
Alright.
There's like 100 dead guys that's been killed in this one.
No doubt.
All of them crammed into this one bathroom.
I had to put that wine down a second because I was drinking just as you said that. I couldn't stop laughing.
Not to mention all the phosphorescent glow from any stains in the bathroom as well.
Oh, ew.
Two places you never use True Sight. A brothel and a men's bathroom at a bar.
Hey, what about a women's bathroom?
You don't need to use sight on that.
Alright. So, the bathroom is fairly large. There are these like separated cubicles, which which have these like doors kind of drooping off the hinges. And you look around, pushing away the visions you're seeing from the ethereal plane of these shimmering figures sitting on the toilets. You look around and you do not see You don't see the man you've been chasing, but you do notice that one of the walls is quite clearly illusory.
I'll go through it.
All right, you step through just in time to see behind you these three hooded figures entering the bathroom as well, and just looking around, kind of confused, and then hurrying back out, like clearly in a rush.
Okay. I'll follow my path, I suppose.
Sure. It is a descending, fairly steep staircase made out of very old wood, it seems. And you
Wood.
and you start hearing the sloshing of water from below as you descend down. And you reach the end of the stairs and see what appears to be like a water cistern collecting water beneath this building and partially beneath other buildings in the vicinity as well. And there are a couple of very old looking rowing boats moored right against this like very narrow stone pathway leading onwards. It doesn't seem that the water has been disturbed recently. Doesn't seem that the boats themselves have been used in some time either.
Okay. I'll keep going with hand on blade. You know, can't be too careful in these places.
Sure. You follow this path around the edge of the cistern until you come across a fairly sturdy seeming wooden door.
Okay. With the true sight on, do I pick up anything in particular special about this door? Or?
No, just a regular old door. It is not a mimic.
I'll give a
Do
quick
not-
perception. I'll give a quick perception check, and then
Cheers.
Yeah, it's just a door.
all right, I'll.
Wait, did it just laugh? Oh, it's just a door.
I'll put my hand on the handle.
All right.
The door quivers with anticipation.
My hand can't move.
And to see. Patient.
If nothing happens, then I'll see if I can open it. If not, I'll knock. Why not?
All right. You are able to open the door.
You hear a strange sound from the door. Sounds like Harder Daddy.
Sounds like what? Sorry.
Harder Daddy.
God damn it, Liam.
I was just playing off the thing where the door trembled in anticipation
Mm-hmm.
from you grabbing its knob.
Chris is done with this.
So you open the door and see before you a room, roughly 10 feet by 20 feet, and in this room, there is a very simple single table set against the corner with 2 chairs on either side and what seems to be like a deck of cards on top, along with an empty candle holder. And you hear a whisper as you like step in from right beside the door that goes, "Did they follow you?"
Drake says, "Benefits to having a mask from another plane of existence," and I take it off. They can't see what I can, and I'll turn to where the voice was.
Yeah. You see the guy that you saw at the bar and got the coin. He relaxes slightly, but not completely. You can see that he has a hand on his dagger, and he is like about 10 feet, or not 10 feet, but like 5 feet away from you, like pushed against the wall, ready to either scamper away or attack at any moment, really.
Seeing this, Drake will just let go of his hand. Let go of his hand, sorry, let go of his sword. And then just hold up, well, his free hand, because his other hand's basically a closed stump. So he goes, "I am not here to harm you. I have been looking for a connection to the Zentarum for a very long time. It has been too long since I kept contact."
Well, you have your work cut out there. This city for sure isn't a welcome place anymore. Neither is the Sword Coast.
Yes, I did see the handiwork of the guards at the entrance.
Yeah, that was the last remaining part of this cell, I suppose, aside from myself.
With that, Drake will kind of take his shield off and then undo the bandages and then show the shield. Just so he can show that he's his allegiance.
The symbol of pain.
Mm-hmm.
He looks at the shield and then back up to you, and then at the shield and then back up to you, and then goes, "Wow, you really haven't been in touch in a long while, have you?"
Let's just say there were some complications involving planar travel.
Clearly.
I heard about what happened.
Which part?
Apparently Torm's victory over Bane. Damn deity. But anyway.
That's only half of it.
You go, Torm, you go.
Hey, I love Torm personally, Drake doesn't. I tried to
Doesn't
look...
that make you happy, Torm?
I am.
I tried to look for my old cell in Luskan, any other long-living members anyway, but it seems that search didn't pan out.
I can imagine. This whole damn organization it's all gone to hell.
Drake, tell me what you know.
He looks at you for a moment, and then clearly tries to recall something before extending out his hand. Before I do that, gotta make sure you are who you say you are.
Okay. What's secret handshake? Yeah.
Yep.
I'll do what I did back in the past whenever meeting a Santorum.
Yeah, you are clearly way too fast for this guy. It seems like it's been probably years since he's last used it. And even then, he probably didn't know it properly. But he somehow manages to scramble through, and then just gives you the nod and points towards the couple of chairs in the corner. We better have a seat for this.
Indeed. And then Drake Remotion. Centaurum Agent 127 of the Luskan Cell, back in 1281 DR.
Wow, you really have been away. Yeah. Uwe Kiteo, Viper, and I suppose now head of this spy mission to Yardar.
Good to meet you. Could you write down his name for me, just so I can...
Yeah.
Thank
Uwe Kiteo.
Alright, thanks.
As soon as you've sat down, he reclines in the chair, clearly fairly exhausted, and he takes out something from his pocket and places it on the desk. It appears to be a small gem, a clear gem, with some sort of a runic marking on the in the middle of it, so embedded into the very middle of this gem.
Do I recognize it, or is it something that I would have used in the past, or is it something new I've never encountered?
You can roll an Arcana check.
Okay.
Is it reminiscent of Mordekainen's work?
Not bad considering I'm crappy at it.
It's not bad, but yeah, you can definitely recognize it as a magical rune, or an arcane rune, but you don't recognize what it means.
Okay. I'll just briefly put the mask on just to get a closer look at it with true sight, see if there's anything of interest, and then I'll take it off once I've gotten a good...
No, there's nothing to be further gained from looking at it with true sight.
That's fair enough. Drake will take the mask off, put it on his belt again.
Yep. So, well, where to begin? Well, after Bane died, this little thing of ours has descended into pretty much civil war. Nothing's really under control anymore.
Civil war between whom?
Well, you see, there's now a split. There are those who believe in and follow Zurich as a...
That's the Asian Silic, you know.
As soon as Drake hears Siric's name, his nose scrunches up, kind of like a disgusting thought as he thinks of the Prince of Light.
Then there's those who follow, well, Yakutu Swim. And, well, it's just all sorts of a mess out there.
I see.
The good news, I suppose, is that most of that is happening around Central Keep.
I was hoping to head to Central Keep at some point.
I hear it's pretty much a ruin now. A battlefield.
The companion you saw with me, the halfling, he was given a mission, but by Bane himself, hence the Black Gauntlet, to seek out Yakutu's Vim and serve him.
I want to believe that. But after everything that's happened in the last few decades, there's a lot of lies and deceit going around, even inside this organization.
From what you've told me, I can certainly understand that. However, take heart. And I pat my shield. He still answers my prayers.
He looks very confused by this. And like quirks an eyebrow while looking up at you again. Like I said, I would very much like to believe that.
That aside for now. And Drake leans on his hands as he looks at them. Then, who is in charge of the Yakutu's Vim faction of the Zents?
I'm not really even sure anymore. It's been a while since we heard anything from the East.
And how would we know who is a Syricist?
Well, that's the problem. We don't.
A problem indeed. And Drake will lean back as he looks at the ceiling for a moment. Are there any other outposts to followers of the Yakutu's Vim faction?
Well, I answer to a, well, I suppose he is now the leader of these western reaches of our organization. He is I'm not sure if I should even be saying this. He is stationed in Olbar, I'll say that much.
I see. And Drake strokes his beard for a moment.
I know that he follows Swin.
Tell me more about the Godson. I've been so out of touch, I have no idea. And Drake just shakes his head. So many things have changed from what I once knew.
I thought the Godson was in existence even when you were around.
He didn't really have much of a role, per se. I'd barely heard of him by the time I was... And then Drake pauses for a moment to think of the correct word in. commandeered, shall we say, from this plane.
Well, what can I say? Zwim. Well, he follows as well as he can in his father's footsteps, I suppose. Not particularly powerful, but he is all we have left of Bane. So we follow him. He does not particularly intervene in our affairs, as far as I can tell. But he's certainly around.
Drake leans on his hands as he thinks about this for a moment. So much has changed from what I'm used to.
He's not even out there on another plane watching over us. He's very much still in, I suppose, mortal form.
Drake looks puzzled by this. What do you mean?
Well, now this is only things I've heard, so take him as you will, but he ain't exactly a god like Bane was. Suppose he inherited Bane's power, but he's not like out there. I've heard people actually seeing him walking into ceremonies held in his name and give his personal blessings. Very powerful he is, but I think he's still at least partly mortal.
I see. A demigod.
I guess so.
If he still walks this plane, do you know where he is?
Last I heard, would have been somewhere along the southern Sword Coast, probably closer to
As I said, our mission is to help protect him. If he's been located in the Amish coast, Amish border, then that may be where we need to seek out next. Though Aalborg certainly interests me. It might be good to seek out a good functioning cell of Zentarum and find out the true manner of affairs. What about you? What happened to your fellows aside from, well, the obvious?
well, this is one hell of a tale to tell, but used to be that the Water Baron was working for us and, well, some other more shady organizations here.
Indeed.
And one day it said that these 3 people entered. They say they had tentacles coming out of their faces, and they butchered him on his very throne. And now this new Water Baron, God knows who asked her to take up the position, but she's incorruptible.
The worst kind.
Mm. She wants to get rid of us, the other organizations working here, anyone who is shady. It's not good.
I suppose the men in cloaks then were part of this organization seeking out and trying to get rid of the more shady members of society.
Mm. They call them the Hand of Yartar. And they're like a... Well, how to put it? They're kind of like spies as well, except working against us.
I see. I'm guessing they tracked each member one by one and left the last member out as a warning.
No, I think the warning is hanging outside the city gates.
That's what I was actually referring to. That wasn't obvious, sorry.
I'm still surviving somehow.
Have you been in contact with the station in Albor for reinforcements or for further instructions?
I've tried, but it's hard to get any message through. Not like I can leave here without being seen, and getting someone who I can trust to run the message it's difficult.
You clearly need help here. As a paladin blackguard of Bane, I can run this message for you. No one knows here that I'm a black follower of Baneite.
I sure hope so, for your sake.
He says, if you have a message for me to pass on to your superiors in Albor, I will take it.
Where are you staying?
The Happy Hall.
I'll get a message to you that you can take to them.
In the meantime, what are you going to do? You are a companion of the Zentarim. I would rather not leave you hanging if I can help it. No pun intended.
I appreciate it, but I just gotta survive as long as possible here. If it looks like I'm in a real pinch, I think I have a way out, but I don't want to use it before it's absolutely necessary. I'm not gonna leave my post.
A true follower. You are commendable to the Zentarim organization of our time. The true followers, anyway.
Well, thank you.
Take heart. And I kind of pat him on the shoulder with my free hand, the obvious stump on the table. Bane rewards those who truly follow him.
He quirks an eyebrow and looks at your stump, and then looks back up at you and I sure hope so.
and I kind of chuckle as I at the obvious glance at the stump. Dragon. Black dragon, to be specific.
Ah.
Drake just chuckles. Takes some getting used to. But the dragon came out worse in that battle.
I would hope so. Just be wary if you're planning on hanging around the city. It's not just the Water Baron that you have to take heed of.
Yes, I noticed there was another organization. For some reason, a squid head on top of their head. Could you tell me which organization that is?
They call themselves the Some of them call themselves Heralds of the Sea. Some have called themselves the Krakenar.
The Krakenar.
Mm,
That definitely wasn't around during my time.
yeah, I don't know where they've come from, but they've established themselves here.
Drake narrows his eyes for a moment. You said that you said that rumors abound that the 3 people who came and killed the last Water Baron had tentacles sticking out of their faces. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Coincidence? I don't think so.
Yeah, I doubt it very much as well. There's also a, well, I don't know if she's exactly around anymore. But some years ago, I can't even believe I'm really saying this here. A lich arrived here, riding a white dragon.
That perks Drake's interest in it. A lich.
Yes. I don't know where they are in the city, if they are still here, but I would be wary of crossing the wrong people.
Indeed. I've dealt with a white dragon once, but a lich. That's way outside my experience.
Both the lich and these heralds of the sea, they definitely have plans for this city. I know that much. We were just about to discover more about them when the Water Baron was killed and this new reign started.
I see. Unfortunately, seeking information isn't exactly my forte, as you can probably tell.
I would like to help, but it's just me here, so I'm limited on what I can do.
No, that is completely understandable. And Drake stands up. I thank you, Uwe, for your help. It is good to get caught up on affairs, even if it is grim news. Get me your message to Albor, and I will make sure that it reaches there.
Thank you.
Hold out best you can. Don't do anything stupid.
Don't worry, I'm not the type.
And Drake kind of slips his mask back on. Don't know if the true sight would still be active, but if it is, then
it lasts for a minute, right?
I think it's an hour, isn't it?
If it's an hour, then it's definitely on.
Okay. Drake rewraps his shield in the bandages and puts it back on his back, so that it's not, showing the symbol quite prominently.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's an hour, so it's still active.
Okay. Then he goes, when I deliver your message and they give me further instructions, how would I contact you?
Well, if I'm still alive, I'll probably be around here.
Drake nods.
Oh.
And is there anything I should take to show my allegiance aside from this? And he pats his shield to the Albor followers.
Yeah. Take this. He takes out of his pocket this golden coin and flicks it towards you.
I'll catch it with my free hand.
Yeah.
Look at it, and I say, when did we switch to coins anyway? Seems a bit obvious.
More obvious than a handshake that lasts for a minute.
Drake chuckles at that. I suppose you have a point. Farewell, Uwe. Take care. I'll
You
be
as
back
well.
with the message.
I hope to
And
see
with
you.
that, and then Jake kind of like does the backhand wave sort of thing, you know, while he's walking away, and then leaves, looks around, and then makes sure that no one's around, and then starts heading back the way he came.
Sure. You head back up the Wink and Kiss. You walk back through the illusory wall.
Before I do that, before I step through the illusory wall, I'm just gonna kind of see through it. Can I see through it and see if there's anyone?
Kind of. You can kind of see like the room shimmering beyond.
Okay. If I don't see anyone, then I'll step back out.
You don't see anyone like standing around waiting for you, that's for sure. And you step through, you step out of the bathroom, and you don't see the hooded figures outside, at least for now.
Okay. With that, I'll take off my mask and then put it away and remind myself that I need to get a tooth. And then I'll see if I can still find Silic, see if he's still around.
Selic, would you have been nursing your drink for the past 20 minutes or so?
Or I'm on my third.
Okay, sure. You can take 2 silver out of your inventory in that case. Pay the man.
Pay the piper.
So you find Selic exactly where you left him.
Oh look, you actually listen.
What? I didn't hear you. What did you say?
Drake just shakes his head. It's time to go meet up with the rest of our compatriots.
Sounds like a good plan if you can carry me.
Jake just picks him up and then kind of bodily carries him away. Kind of like holding the scruff of his neck.
Selic dangling,
Yeah, basically.
kicking his feet as if walking.
Probably still trying to hold on to his drink.
Yep, that did happen. Yeah.
As soon as I see the drink in his hand, I can't. I only have one hand. Never mind. I'll just say, drop the drink. You're done.
Never! You have to pry from my dead hands.
I hold up my stub with a metal
Yeah, quite a
metal
conundrum
close
now,
stub.
isn't it? You can't do shit. And I'll just continue.
And then I
nursing
smash.
it.
I smash the drink. Smash the ale then with the stub.
Need another beer before he's got me all the way out.
And then I just ignore that and just carry him out.
God damn it! You're never fun, Drake. I'm never having any fun with you.
It's like an old married couple.
Yeah.
Drake just looks at him. I'm not the idiot who seems to sign pacts with every bloody planar being I meet.
Well, I have, I have a comeback. But if you just wait a little bit, I will tell you exactly what I've. I'm a social person, okay? You know fun.
Worse than Gonador and our fellow lord.
Are you talking about Bane?
You Dick smashes him on the head. And then he goes, worse than them. You sign a pact. You basically make a promise with a devil. How stupid are you?
Well, don't like to brag, but I have 2 deities and you only have 1.
Drake just quirks an eyebrow. Yes. Let's see how your soul feels about it when you die.
Well, that's what they say about our fellow compatriot too, like he's dead and stuff. I'm not sure. Still. Bane,
As
they
far
say
as
Bane's dead.
Many may believe it, but he is
Yeah.
not.
I'm
Now
not sure
shush.
about this. I go both ways, figuratively.
I know. I noticed.
You did?
Drake just continues on. And he'll start making his way back to the happy hall.
Sure. You arrive just in time for everyone to be retiring to their rooms for the evening. Everyone except for this one adventuring band, who is still in the main hall. Apparently studying a map, it seems. And one of them keeps stabbing his dagger into the map, going, "But I want to go here!" And the others just all face palm at the same time and like drag the dagger out of the map and just give it back and say, "Stop stabbing the map. We need that." And then the adventurer looks at the dagger for a moment again, lets the conversation go for about 10 seconds on where they should go, and then he stabs the map again.
In a completely different spot?
Yes.
Everything.
Drake just
Sounds
quirks
like
an
a good
eyebrow. They seem a bit odd. And then Drake just drops it like in the entrance hall. So it seems like your kind of company. And then the and then says, I'm going to bed. And
Fine.
then heads off.
I won't send any women to your room, by the way. If that's what you thought.
I won't touch any women recommended by you. And then he continues on.
You hear the other adventurers go in unison. Can you keep it down over there? We're trying to have an argument.
Well, so am I. Coincidentally, I think not.
They all just kind of snort in derision and turn to each other and go, "These NPCs, man, really getting
It sounds like to me they got into too close to a demon lord.
Hey DM, can you pass the chips?" No, that wasn't in character. All right, everyone goes to bed. Good job.
Well, I mean, I probably fell asleep a while ago.
Yeah, probably.
Crying and all.
All right, you can gain the benefit of a long rest. Wait.
And my mug becomes non-magical anymore.
Oh, does that make him sad?
I mean, in the morning, he will be again magical.
Wakes up and shakes the mug and like, "No, don't leave me! Don't leave me!"
Or more like, wakes up, looks at the mug, and casts Tiny Servant. And
Sensible.
just touches it. Hello. Good morning. It's an 8-hour spell.
Right.
Jesus, Obsid, are you going to clean your entire room or something? Because we hear every detail.
No, I was looking for my liquid.
That's what she said.
Don't think
Yeah,
that
am I supposed
works.
Don't worry about it. Alright.
Oh, I can cast actually Unseen Servant as a ritual.
Yeah.
As well. I have 2 servants.
Oh dear God.
Welcome to the 29th of Uktar.
Good
Woohoo!
month.
1360.
Actually, that's a good point. We should probably move
It's the
ourselves
date
to the
we
Happy Hall.
are supposed to be.
Don't die. Alright.
Is
Fantastic.
it some good shit, man? Is it good shit? Pass it, man.
Pass that shit, man.
Puff, puff, pass.
I can get the oil for that, so
Yeah, that works nicely, by the way.
I can mix it with whatever flavor I want as well,
I
which is
think-
nice.
I can do
I think
whatever
that's-
I want.
That's a good spot for us to end, so Seb can go have sex.
No,
It's not
he
sex
doesn't.
right away.
He doesn't deserve to be let off early because, you know, he's gonna be early anyway.
To
Nice.
that hero. Let's see. No XP for this session. No, but it's gonna add a little bit for the next time. Gain some more.
like preparing that message for all the.
Ah, Sap, you really need to get your priorities in order, man. Cutting into our D&D time? What kind of person are you?
Yeah, it wasn't intended, but she lost her dog a few days ago and she came in like an hour ago.
Ah, right, okay.
Probably add the rumors I heard, other than the stillbirths.
Yes, shall do that. Well, between sessions.
At the very least, SR and Rash.
There any other housekeeping to do?
Just downtime days, I suppose.
Yeah, that's already done. Yep.
I haven't kept track of that actually. Where am I? on that?
Then we shall continue from here next time.
Aww.
And hopefully getting to some action as well.
Well,
You
considering
brought us into a city.
they've seen my face, that could be of interest.
I'm
Silly.
kind of interested.
Silic is in the party, so that's...
I mean, some action we had there.
And I'm interested to see what Madrash has up his sleeve.
Oh, a little quick money scheme.
Stealing from the poor, giving to the poor.
No.
Everybody's gotta say goodbye to stream.
Goodbye, stream.
Night
Goodbye
stream.
to stream.
Always with a goodbye to stream.
That's what you told us to say.
Ali, here's the thing, Torm. He doesn't say Simon says.
Right. Next time we should.
Tuesday, as always. Goodbye.